Hey, welcome back, everybody, to our wonderful live stream. Here, talking a little bit about 1.8. I'm Fox, as you well know, but this time I'm actually joined by the wonderful PEX champion, Enya.
Hello.
Some of you guys have actually gotten to talk with her a little bit on the Discord chat. Really happy to have her here because she's got an insane amount of knowledge about the game that puts a lot of us to shame. So welcome to the stream. Hey, everybody. And let's kind of jump in.
Yeah, good idea.
So, first and foremost, we sort of want to point out a lot of problems that you guys have already seen with the update and what you're seeing right now, sort of in our game state as well. Why don't you walk us through what's been happening?
Yeah, so we have a little bug where you can see here the banners are not loading properly for everyone. So they still work. You can still click this, go to the event, everything's fine. So yeah, it's just a visual thing. It's still working. We will fix this early next week. We hope to have more info by Monday, and we'll let you know. So keep an eye on our Facebook group, all our channels. We will let you know.
Cool.
Another small hiccup we had was with the Victory Blitz. If you had a Victory Blitz that was reset, or if you're from North America and you didn't get your rewards, check your mailbox. Everyone has been compensated. If you have questions, simply go to the support in the in-game menu, contact them, and they will help you out further.
So that's awesome. So, I mean, it sounds like everything's moving pretty quickly. I know the team is taking this very seriously, but we wanted to address this first before going into the updates themselves. So I know everyone's pretty excited about some of the additional features that we've added. I think that we should roll in immediately to the new tech line split.
That's a good idea.
Yeah. So why don't you walk us through, sort of the core differences between these Japanese DDs and, sort of our standard group.
So at tier 5, we have a new split. So the Japanese destroyers splits into the Minekaze, Hatsuharu, Shiratsuyu, and Akitsuki. Sorry for my pronunciation if that's not that great. So these destroyers are more focused on guns. So they have strong guns, they have fast guns. They're also very stealthy. So here we see the Minekaze, which is a tier 5. She has engine accelerator, just like the other Japanese destroyers. But starting from Hatsuharu, we have a smoke generator as well. So she has smoke screen. She's very stealthy. Then at tier 7, Shiratsuyu also has smoke generator and engine accelerator. But it gets really fun at tier 8. Because here you have air defense alert and a torpedo reload. She only has one torpedo tube, but her guns are very strong and they have a very fast reload time, so they're 3.4 seconds. So it's like a Gatling gun. You can just keep on shooting.
Wow, that's awesome. Sounds pretty exciting. And if I'm not mistaken, as you mentioned before, they actually have a little bit more concealment than our standard Japanese destroyers.
Yeah, so they're really stealthy. You can really sneak up on people. So your torpedoes are not that strong, but if you sneak up on people and you aim well, you can still get them real good.
That's really awesome. So, I kind of want to move on to maybe what is probably my favorite premium ship that I've seen us release yet.
Let me just get her.
Yeah. So, as some of you have probably already seen in the event shop, we have a brand new ship. Actually, it's unique to World of Warships Blitz, called the Issei. Really love the look of her historic war paint, but one of the immediate features that you'll notice is that she actually has planes. So this battleship will be able to launch 2 different squadrons at any given point in time, acting similarly to a carrier with very distinct differences. You still retain your main cannon, but at the loss of a secondary and no auto secondary guns. So it presents sort of a unique play style that we'll go through a little bit. Do you want to take her for a spin?
Sure, yeah, let's go into a battle. And
so one of the, as we're sort of playing through here, there's a lot of really interesting things regarding the ship. So she is a tier 7 battleship, and for this new sort of play style that you're seeing, she still has generally high caliber main cannons that I think are still fairly useful, and a higher base HP than most of the standard battleships in her group. Now, of course, you have these planes, so what can we really do with them? And so I'd like to show people, at least once you jump into battle, what that sort of looks like for people who might not have played CVs before.
So we're right now at the right side of the map. Where do you recommend that I go?
Okay,
because
so
I'm fairly slow.
Yeah. So I mean, she's a mid to long range ship. Maybe a C or D cap might really help. And specifically with this map, there's clearly a lot of islands. So this sort of showcases the first thing that you can do with your planes themselves. So spotting a little bit and then kind of getting them to return or do some early damage. You certainly don't want them fighting any sort of CV fighter planes, but it looks like you'll be okay, at least for the start of this fight. What's really great about it is that this still adds a lot of versatility. You can kind of clearly see what's going on in the map and obviously position some stuff. So here, like, oh,
I don't want to go away from the battlefield.
Actually, what's really great is that she showcases another tip that I would give you guys. So once you go into sort of aircraft mode, which is what we see out of CVs, if you're already turning, it'll actually lock your rudder so that you'll continue to turn. So let's say I'm planning my path and I want to go to, at this point, let's say capture point A, right? And as I'm planning my route, I do know that I need to turn a little bit. I can start my turn, tap on the airplane menu, and it'll actually keep turning for me while I set up my planes. Tapping back out, I can start allocating like where my main cannons are going to go, and it really helps a little bit with planning and awareness. So, all right, planes, they feel pretty powerful. I can spot a lot. Well, there are some drawbacks. You can lose all of your squadrons and all of the additional supply that you have before the first 3 minutes are up in the game. And that's partially because these are clearly weaker. They're not dealing as much damage as, CVs certainly at tier 7. And you really just have like a smaller squadron amount. You're also faced with a longer cooldown period once they return, because these are sort of a launch catapult based system. So prepping them takes a little bit more time. While that downtime's happening, it's a really great time to get in some shots, angle yourself correctly, and try to get in some hits. One of the things that I actively suggest that people do when they take her out for the first time, really try not to go 1v1 versus other battleships. You're really going to have a hard time with them, certainly, because they've got a little bit more in terms of firepower. They've got a little bit more range on you, even in some cases, a lot more damage. So really you want to focus on those CAs that are out there, or if those BBs are getting attacked by multiple enemies, that's a really good time to go, or by multiple friendlies. So DDs are a secondary option, I would say, like especially if they're trying to zone out your CV, if they're trying to run away from battle with low health. That's a really easy way to pick up some extra damage and land a kill for your team. Finally, how do they fare against CVs? The big problem here is that because CV anti-air is very, very strong, sending these weak planes against them is almost always going to guarantee that your planes get shot down. So like you can kind of already see that there's a lot of this interplay with awareness coming from this ship, but also the versatility of being able to sight, being able to zone, fighting in mid to long range. Now this of course means, again, she can't go into any sort of close quarters fights. You don't have secondaries, you don't have auto secondaries, and those planes aren't going to make up for the damage that kind of compensates to that. So you really want to keep yourself at least partially out of the battle enough to where you can use the cover of islands, use your other teammates for helping you out with those situations. So how are you faring? So actually your team's doing pretty well. How do you feel about the ship so far?
The ship feels, it's a bit special. So I've been playing battleships. When I first started playing the game, I played US battleships. And I don't have too much experience with aircraft carriers. So for me, it's the multitasking takes some getting used to, but it's really fun because while your guns are loading, you have something to do. But while your squadrons are also getting ready, you also have something to do. It's actually really fun. Yeah.
And I think that, like, again, so let's even say that your planes get wiped out partway through, right? You're still new to the ISE, and you're not really sure what to do. It feels kind of like, oh, all I can do is really shoot. Actually, you can still activate the plane menu even if you don't have an active amount of squadrons to use, and it gives you a little bit more awareness of the group. So even if you're it's mid battle, you're kind of planning your next route, this is a really good way to continue to use what she has to offer while still being a little bit handicapped because of the, planes being gone. So she loses some minor effectiveness as you lose your planes, but that doesn't mean that you're completely, without benefit, which is, intentional. So
she has an insane range on the guns as well.
She really does, and especially with the historical camo, you actually gain a little bit of additional range, and you actually sort of reduce your dispersion a little bit. So you get a little bit of a tighter focus on those cannons, and it helps you deal a little bit. What's also awesome is that she has precise aiming skill, which allows you to, again, further reduce that dispersion. So,
I might have made a mistake here by letting this York really close to me.
Nah, look, you're turning. It's all right. Pitch against.
Let's see. I do have.
So actually, this will allow you to see exactly how effective they are against these. So, boom. Luckily. Like not a whole lot of damage, but you still set fire, and they're most likely going to get completely. Oh, they actually return. That's great. So you can kind of see, like, even in short range bursts, you can actually use them. So she is fairly versatile. I think that she's going to be of interest to BB players who are looking for a little bit of difference. I really enjoy the ship as a CV player. So CVs out there, you might want to give her a spin because it might be that nice little step between your play style and a more traditional play style.
The real question is, how do you get her?
So right now, she's being released through the collection event that we have running on. And she's available for 55,000 blossoms. So it's, we have them available, obviously, through challenges. We've got, a box up right now that you can get them from. Obviously, the Victory Blitz as well, where you can also earn keys. Yeah. So, there's a couple of different options available to you. I'm very interested to see how players actually enjoy this.
That's great.
And we're always listening for feedback around these. This is a very experimental ship. This is, definitely something that we think you guys will enjoy. So feedback is always welcome around big changes like this.
Absolutely. And if you're on Discord, you can always tag me, and I will make sure that the team hears about it.
Awesome. So yeah.
I mean, we have one more Japanese thing to talk about.
Oh, that's right. So this possibly is one of my absolute favorite ports that we've introduced into the game, which is like the Zipangu port. And obviously you can see Mount Fuji in the background, looks absolutely great. Beautiful cherry blossoms flying everywhere. You are the most massive thing in this harbor, and it looks really great. Yeah, I know. It's like I feel like she just had to back up, a little bit, and it was a little difficult.
Other ships are stuck.
No, but it really does. It gives a very nice, like, calm sense that I think we've had a lot of cities, islands, things like that, and this I feel like is a really good addition, especially with this big Japanese update that we've just done. So. The best way to get this is what do you do to get this port?
So you have to own a tier 6 or higher Japanese ship.
Just any Japanese ship?
Yeah, but you have to own it. So not just unlock it, make sure you have it in your port.
Okay, awesome. Yeah. So pretty sweet.
Yeah.
Okay, so why don't we walk through some of the other stuff that's come out? So I know that there's been some changes to fleets. What's going on there?
Yeah, so we increased, after high demand, the fleet level up to 20.
Oh, really? So it's like a max of 50 now. Sorry, the level's up to 20.
Yeah, sorry, I misworded that. So we increased it by 5, so now the maximum level is 20. But you can get now up to 50 members in your fleet. So that 50 came from somewhere.
Yes.
So you can have more members, but that's still great. More people is always great. But the real good stuff is that you can now have a level 5 port, which increases the silver bonus with plus 15% from battles for all ships, 1 to 10.
All tiers?
All tiers.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's great.
And on top of that, the Design Bureau also has, you can get it up to level 5, and that's plus 50% XP from battles, also for all ships.
Man, that's fantastic. So really just further investing into your fleets is really going to help pay off, even for newer players that you might be bringing in.
Yes.
Oh, man, that's
great.
So,
grind that oil, put it in. Yeah, so I know you've been asking for it, so I hope you like it.
Yeah. So that's not the only little piece added. Actually, I hear that we've been doing a little bit of balancing around silver. Can you tell us a bit about that?
So with update 1.5, we had a really big silver economy change. We reduced cost of ships. We just really made the grind less hard because it was a bit over the top.
Yeah.
But we feel like at higher tiers, we could have done more. So with this update, we increased the silver income from tier 6 to 9 between 15% and 25%.
Okay.
And this is all from battles. So you still have to perform well in battle to feel the boost, but you will get more silver.
Oh, that's freaking great. I love that. We also introduced a couple of new purchasable items just to sort of like showcase that a little bit. So one of the things that I was really excited about actually is this weekend pass. So for, this is in euro and adjusted across all of the other servers in the game, but for about €350, you can get 2 days of premium time, 500 gold. It's like kind of a nice thing. Like, if I'm only playing on the weekends or anything like that, this is a really easy way to kind of get a little bit of benefit for just a little bit of money.
Yeah.
We also introduced, we were hearing a lot of people ask for it, just a lower gold segment, and we don't see any reason why not. So we introduced a 250 pack for about €9. And the first time you buy it, just like any of our other gold packages, we add an additional value on top. So the first time you buy it, it's 300 gold.
Yeah,
which is
that's a
pretty
sweet
good.
deal.
Yeah, I think so. So that pretty much wraps up most of it, right? So why don't we go to questions?
Yeah, we got a few questions already. The first one is from Jack from Facebook, and he asks, is the gain for premium ships going to be increased?
So I think that's an interesting question, because
that is something we have been looking into.
Yeah. So without giving too much away, because we're still investigating a couple of different options. There are some things coming in the future revolving around, and specifically, I think what you mean by gain is economy gain. So things like silver, XP, free XP, things like that. So expect something soon. I don't know how soon. I can't necessarily promise that, but we are actively looking at how we can increase the value of specific types of premium ships for players.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, cool.
The next question is from Nikita from VK, which is our Russian platform. When will the magnetic torpedo issue be fixed?
So I know that this is brought up a lot, and I really don't mind discussing it a little bit. It does have to do with latency on the servers themselves. So connection between you and the server, or connection between people in the server. This isn't something that we can particularly fix. Most of it has to do with latency. So it's not as though we don't take it seriously. Certainly, we're always investigating and researching how we can sort of better improve, network efficiency. But at this point, that's the best we can say, is that it really does have to do with connection issues.
We do have people working on the server infrastructure already, which will make connection faster, so less latency, which should reduce the magnetic torpedoes from happening too. Yeah. So, yeah. All right. But we know it's a thing, and we are not forgetting about it at all. No. Sergey from VK wants to know what reporting and commending does. So I can answer that one. Yeah. So complimenting a player right now does nothing, but reporting takes a report straight to our support team. So if you have a player who just sits there and does nothing, you can report them from being away from keyboards. Our support team will look into it. And if we see it's someone who's been doing this on purpose and a lot, we will take action against that, because that's not fun and we don't like that in our game. Are there plans for doing anything about people who get commended very highly? Not right now, but it is something that would be fun to look into. Absolutely. Well, eventually we'll make it work. Awesome. Yeah. All right. Okay, we have a ships category. Anya wants to know if we will add French battleships this year. Ooh. So, not this year. Not this year. I can at least pretty definitively say that. However, looking into early next year, I think keep your eyes peeled. Might not be battleships, but we are certainly very interested in releasing a French tech line somewhat, like within the next
like year, half year.
You will hear about it.
Yeah.
We also have a roadmap coming up. So we had the summer roadmap. We will have the fall roadmap by the end of this month. So it will be on our social media. It will be in game, and we'll have more info on what we're planning to do in the next few months.
Awesome.
So, yeah, it's gonna be pretty cool.
Cool.
Are you planning to add Missouri and Musashi from Anya as well?
Yeah. So the answer is yes, firm yes. I'm glad you didn't ask when. We are planning to. So that's yes.
That's in general going to be the reply to a lot of when are you going to add certain ships?
Like for us, and just to give insight into that, especially with premium ships and favorites of premium ships, because I know there's a lot of people out there who have really strong favorites. For us, it's getting that balancing and tuning just right. Our ship designer is really serious about making sure that it still fits and feels the way that it should, while also conforming to the feel of a mobile game. So, just to keep that in mind, like we're taking it seriously, which is why some things take a little longer.
Yeah. So we have a few more questions asking about French cruisers, Soviet battleships, English battleships, or what the next tech tree will be.
Yeah, stay tuned.
Stay tuned. Soon, Kim.
And this could potentially get released within the roadmap. So
yes, we'll have something in the roadmap. So
like certainly there's going to be like anytime that we do this stuff, we'll be doing early access stuff for people to get their hands on the ships a little earlier. So once we have something a little bit more hard locked for you, you guys will be the first to know.
Someone wants to know what future premium ships are coming. That's from Abyssal Kagerio.
I can tell you because
the nation of the ship.
Well, because I think last time I said that there is a premium CV coming, and that is still true. I'm not going to say which one, but that one I will at least put myself out there as saying this year premium CV.
Oh yeah, for sure,
guaranteed.
Yes.
So I know that matters to my CV people, but
because you mean CV, right?
Yeah.
But
it's a good introductory ship, I think. She's beautiful.
Oh well,
I love it. I'm really excited. I can't tell them yet.
No, it's fine. I get it. She is beautiful. Let's see. We have some more questions.
Okay.
Just not related to anything specific. Artem wants to know, when can we expect the next season of ranked battles?
Coming soon.
Yes.
I know it says that now, so that's sort of I guess like an obnoxious answer. So I'll be a little bit more clear. We're designing the next one. I know it's been taking a little bit of a break. I'm glad to hear that people are asking about it again and getting excited. So stay tuned.
If you have a specific tier you really want to play for the next season,
yeah, we'd love to know.
Yeah, just let us know on Facebook, VK, anywhere. You know how to reach us. You will find us. Ooh, even with a wink.
Yeah. I'm classy.
Oof. Is it possible to change daily challenges if you don't have the ships to pass that challenge?
No, but stay tuned.
Yes, it has been suggested before.
I think what we're coming up with will be very exciting for you.
Oh, wow. So vague, so mysterious.
Yeah, but they're cool updates. I don't want to ruin the surprise.
Panda wants to know, are you planning on adding training rooms?
Oh, interesting. So really, right now, for the most part, from what I've seen, it's a lot of people end up using co-op versus AI for training right now. And I know that's a little obnoxious. Like sometimes you'd like to just play by yourself. It's certainly something that we're thinking about. It's lower on the priority list simply because co-op versus AI is available, and really that's not going to hurt you too much and gives you sort of that faux team feeling anyway. But I don't think that that's outlandish. So thanks for asking, and I think that's something that's fairly, maybe something within the next year, I'd say.
Okay, yeah, I mean, that's good to know. Abyssal from Discord also wants to know, will we add more campaigns?
Right now, there's kind of a hold on them as we're working on, obviously future content, and on very seriously taking our bug fixes into account. So it's a lot of big stuff coming up, and so that does take a little bit of the time away from our campaign development. It's certainly not out of the question, but what would be really helpful, and I know that we keep saying this, but let us know the kind of campaigns that you'd be interested, like what specific battles, or what areas, right? Like maybe you want an entire Midway-esque adventure to go on, right? Like that's information that we can use, especially as we build them in the future. But a good question, yeah.
We're almost getting at the end of the questions.
Okay.
Because Michael Whitman, you asked about the roadmap, so soon. And Michelle or Michael from Facebook wants to know, do we plan any options of remapping the controls or moving the UI?
So I know it's not, at least on the current feature roadmap, like within the next 2 months or so. It is something that's generally discussed within the team.
Yes.
We certainly have our brothers doing it, clearly, but it's something where there are technical pieces that we really have to think about, and whether or not it would function in a way that we find acceptable. So consider it still within the design space, which means it's nowhere ready for execution from the engineering staff, places like that. But we are very seriously, in talks about this sort of thing. So anything's on the table in terms of control stuff and things like that. So
okay, yeah. So that was it.
That's
for the
it.
Questions.
That's it.
That was it. Yes. However,
Wonderful.
We do have one more sort of tease announcement, not about the game, but we will be giving away kamikazes on our social media.
Oh, awesome.
That will be happening next week. Can't tell you yet when or how, but if you want a free kamikaze, she's a great ship. I like her a lot. She's my favorite destroyer.
So keep your eyes out.
Totally.
What specific platforms will?
So this will be on VK and Facebook.
Okay, cool. So see you guys there. If you don't have the premium ship already, I mean, kamikaze's pretty nice for.
She's really
a tier.
strong. Yes.
Yeah. So great. Thanks for showing up. Yeah. Thank you for watching. You guys are great. Blow ship up.
Bye.